everybody, welcome back to our third episode of Wine and Design. I'm April with Kitchen and Bath Crate. I'm here with Lindsay with LHK Interiors, and we are back at Camp 4, and we're gonna start with a flight of California whites today, and we're gonna talk to you about MADWEEK. So before we dive into MADWEEK, I'd like to introduce our first wine. It's out of California from Andis Wineries. Lindsay, I'd like to hear a little bit more about MADWEEK.
So this last week was so exciting. It was the Modesto Architecture and Design Week, and there were conferences and events and just all kinds of promotion of how much art there really, just this vibrant art community in Modesto. And you know, sometimes you go to the San Francisco Design Center and you start feeling like, oh, why don't we have this here? And we really do. So there were different tours that you could do, a self-guided tour. There were different walks that you could go to, a lunch at an engineering firm or a graphic design firm, an architect company, interior designers were there. My biggest takeaway was just the fact that how your space feels is how you feel when you're in it. So just that influence of, if your space is dingy and dirty and broken down, you don't want to go in there and cook this beautiful meal for your family. You're just
you just kind of get in and get out. It's very just a functional space, and it's not, I don't want to stay there.
Right. And the most we hear from design meetings is, I want it to be inviting and welcoming. I want my friends, my family, everyone to enjoy the space. And really the kitchen, you know, they say is the heart of the home, and how to bring everyone together. And so that was a lot of fun to get that vibe just going, and everyone was updating these spaces and talking about it. And
I've never heard of it before. Is this something that happens? Is it every year?
So it's every year. They used to do just a architecture festival week, and now it has turned into just all sorts of art and designers and architects, and so a lot of fun.
So it sounds like, as a Modesto resident, sometimes I feel like I'm far removed or I'm in the country, and it seems like maybe I feel like, after talking to you and hearing how many designers and architects there are in the area, it makes me feel like we're on the cutting edge. So I could have my house designed and feel like I've got some metropolitan San Francisco vibe going on.
Right.
So cool. Yeah. I like it. We're going to introduce our second wine out of California. It's a Chenin Blanc. And I'm going to ask Lindsay, I'm really curious, for a do-it-yourselfer, can you give me some ideas on how I can brighten up my space?
Well, so really a do-it-yourself budget, you know, a little less expensive. The easiest way is change out some hardware, maybe a light fixture, some accessories. You can pop a different color in with your KitchenAid mixer or your towels or any of that stuff. Really just helps brighten it up and make it feel nicer.
I like it. Maybe some plants. So you
Yeah,
I like it
yeah,
too.
little herb
Greenery.
garden,
Yeah.
succulents.
I like it. I'm going to try it. That's great. I'm going to introduce our third wine. Our third wine is out of California still, and it's a Sauvignon Blanc. And I wanted to ask you maybe a step up if I wanted to keep going after I've done my towels and my hardware. I'm ready for the next level of design. What do you think?
Right. Well, so in one of the episodes we talked a little bit about replacing those tile countertops and making them a solid surface, painting some outdated cabinetry, just brightening up the walls, brightening up the whole space is always going to make you feel better in their cooking.
I would think paint is a big thing, and I've heard that there are studies that say that, you know, the paint or the color of the room that you're in can kind of maybe guide how you feel, that there's doctor's offices or something that kind of are green for a reason. So maybe if we dipped into that, then it could brighten up my space and make it tranquil, like a little sanctuary space.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I'm really glad you went to MADWEEK. It sounds like it was a lot of fun.
It was.
Thanks for sharing your tips with us. So I hope that you got a chance to pick up on some of those tips, and I hope that you'll use them. But I'm sure you're dying to know which wine was our favorite. So I will go first. My wine was the Andis wine. That was my favorite.
I knew that's why you were going first, because that was my favorite too.
She just copies me. All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.